mind you can't control. Running wild, can't calm down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We gotta party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this. We gotta party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. And for a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Hello everyone! Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Like coming in.
I'm on my last straw. I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeding your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game. And all the words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow.
Happy Tuesday.
'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it. Good to see you all. Happy Tuesday. It is May 21st, 2024, 7:10 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Good to see you all in chat. Dina says, Justin, can I ask Trevor Lee to at least put his YouTube page back up? He could lock it for no additional comments. Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure Trevor will put it back up. You know, anytime someone in true crime or anything really in general does anything, like does a big interview, it obviously gets the attention, and you get both sides of that coin, right? Some people will like it, some people will criticize. You know, you just don't please everyone on YouTube. That's just not the way it works. Just not the way it works. So yeah, Trevor is one of the truly one of the best human beings you could ever meet. Just yeah, there is no winning on YouTube or anything on social media. That's just the way it is. You're going to have both sides of the coins, and that's okay because it's the yin and the yang, so to speak, and that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Um, and it's just like you know, people who come to YouTube uh, or social media, the news, any type of thing like that, um, with a missing person. Again, they get criticized as well. Everyone is criticized um, on here. So um, I did. With ICU, and I found Jose Roman from the Summer Wells case a long time ago, and that was a pretty big deal back then. And trust me, I got it handed to me. Uh, Lots of interest and lots of criticism as well. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. So you just have to be kind of ready for that always. But Trevor does nothing to he does nothing to ever try to hurt someone, to offend anyone. He does what he thinks is best. And I try to always think that most of us are doing the best with the knowledge and understanding that we have at this specific time and place. And I just really try to believe that, because sometimes we've all made decisions as creators that we probably wish we hadn't have. But I always just try to think maybe they're not in the right headspace at the moment, or whatever. And speaking of headspace, Tony clearly isn't in the right headspace at all. He couldn't be. There's no way he could be. What is he doing? What is this man doing right now? I mean, what is he doing? Is he going off the rails intentionally, or is he just that dense of a person? Thank you so much, Summer's Army. That's very sweet of you, my love. Appreciate you. Good afternoon, Justin. Red looks really good on you. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate it. He is certainly mucking it up. And I got to thinking, Tony is the PR manager. And, in PR, you want to create the most buzz surrounding whoever you are speaking about. There's a saying, there's no such thing as bad press, because really either way, as long as it's creating interest, usually in PR, they don't really care. I mean, obviously everyone wants good press, but in a missing child's case, that's a whole different story. That is a whole different story. And, I'm kind of wondering, could he just be putting out misinformation that he knows is misinformation, to just get the authorities to be like, all right, let's pull a press conference. Let's answer some questions, because it is so bad at this point. It is so bad. It is literally a circus. Yes. Tony the circus clown, right? That's pretty much what we're at right now. Pretty much where we're at. It's outrageous. And we've got to talk about some things. He wants FBI. Well, listen, local authorities are on this case. TBI is on this case. FBI is assisting along with Secret Service. I do believe they're doing everything they can. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse than Tim Mullins. Oh my God. You're right, Betsy. You're right. It's like you feel like singing that song, "Baby Come Back," because you're like, "Oh, Timmy boy, come here, Timmy, we miss you." You know what I mean? Because Tim, he's just a lunatic, in my opinion, right? Just kind of a lunatic. But Tony is just putting the misinformation out. Tony full of baloney. Thank you, Carrie. And he believed the Steven guy. By the way, I got a video with him here in a minute. The other day, just absolutely believing every word this young man had to say. And I try to think of someone's, you really can't think what is in someone's head, but you try to think their thought process, or at least I do. And I'm thinking about Tony. He has obviously been trying to talk to the TBI and local law enforcement, and Seth has as well, but they're not going to tell them anything. You and I know that, right? And obviously, Tony's been trying to talk to TBI. They're not going to speak to him. So this guy, Steven, goes down to speak to them, TBI or local law enforcement, and they tell him stuff. And I'm thinking, Steven comes back and tells Tony and tells the world what he found out, which was full of crap. And Tony just takes it. Hook, line, and sinker. Now, why would he think something like that? Why would he think that they would tell him and not tell Seth? I'm waiting because, like how could he think that they would tell this Steven guy but wouldn't tell Seth? How would they think that they wouldn't tell, someone Seth is working close with, but would tell Steven? I don't get it. I don't get it. So last night there was even more BS, and I mean B freaking S. And we're going to talk about it because of the fake, yes, fake AI Amber Alert. Let's pull it up. Let's discuss. And let's see.
Absolutely.
All right. So this is Tony last night. Let me see if I got this. Okay. This is part of it last night. And Fake news, Tony. Fake news, Tony. At least in my opinion. This was a part of last night. Here we go.
I mean, I don't think that we don't, now there is a component to Amber Alerts. My understanding is that if it's a special needs child, I mean, potentially an autistic child, that maybe they would still issue an Amber Alert for a runaway. But that's not what they said. What they said was it was an abduction in an unknown vehicle.
They never said that. They never said that. Every state has a different criteria. And you would think with someone who has been on 2 missing persons cases and a PR would know about Amber Alerts, but I digress. Now, Tennessee, if you are someone with it, like a child with a disability, then you qualify as an Amber Alert. It does not mean that, there is a car that has come and taken Sebastian. It does not mean that at all. It means they are in potential or imminent danger of serious bodily injury or death. Pickle Toast Grandma, it didn't send notifications out. Didn't send them out because I changed my times too many times. And when you change your times too many times, it won't send them out.
And, I am the last guy to be, now I'll put pressure on law enforcement, and I won't do it out of disrespect. I do believe in this case that Seth Rogers deserves more communication as a father than what he is getting, which is virtually none. Broadcasting live at US.watch to help find Sebastian Rogers.
Hold on, I might have that one here. One second, let me check here. Let me see if I got it pulled up here. Okay, here it is. Let me check this 1 second. Here we go.
Broadcasting live at US.watch to help find Sebastian Rogers. He was abducted by unknown suspect, possibly in an unknown vehicle. Carefully navigate to your assigned watch zone and check in to claim your reward at us.watch/find Sebastian.
Okay, the US.watch. I want to show you that. To claim your reward. And ironically, from what I gather, it is just children on here. Right? It is just absolutely children on here, is all it is. Oh, well, never mind. Okay. And if you go on there, there's like, you sign in with your phone number. Do not do that, in my opinion. Do not do that. You do not want to give these people your information. Do not. And they're like, oh, I got such a reward. I got such a reward by entering my phone number in this BS. Don't click on it. Anything. Something's wrong. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong with my... Can y'all see me? Can y'all see me? I'm having like a... Okay. Something's going on with my YouTube right now. Something's going on again. Ugh. Tony is... Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So let's continue.
Do not trespass or confront a suspect. To report a sighting or any suspicious activity, call 911 or tap the phone button.
So it's obviously got this authoritative sounding voice, AI voice to it.
Stay tuned in to this broadcast at us.watch/find Sebastian to get the latest information and search instructions pertaining to this alert. I'm going to let Deputy Phillips take it from here.
Thank you, Deputy Skaggs. And thank you to everyone actively searching at us.watch/find Sebastian. Curtis Harris just cleared their first watch zone. Today's top searchers are Melanie Smith with 2 zones cleared, Janet Schneider with 1 zone cleared, and Curtis Harris with 1 zone cleared. Keep up the great work, everyone, and we'll keep you up to date with the latest information and search instructions.
This is a template out of Missouri or something. From
some interesting
Skaggs.
comments from the group chat. Pam Wheeler said, received the Amber Alert, said a prayer, and now I'm headed to watch Zone 82. Simon McKensley said, thank you, Deputy Skaggs, for the gift card. I was not expecting this much money just for doing the right thing by checking in at my...
Thank you, Deputy Skaggs, for this gift card. I wasn't expecting this much money just for doing the right thing. It's bizarre. It is bizarre. Why would anybody in their right mind make an AI like this and say, that you're earning money
my watch zone?
for
Ministry
gift
for the
cards?
Missing said, rescue the weak and the needy, deliver them from the hand of the wicked. Psalm chapter 82, verse 4.
If anybody
Then they manipulate you with religion. Then they manipulate you with God. So it pulls at your heartstrings, and you feel like you can trust someone more, in my opinion, that is talking about God or religion, anything like that. I am religious, spiritual, if you will, but I think this is wrong, what they're doing. Your side froze too. I don't know what the hell's wrong right now. It's annoying the shit out of me. Is it freezing? You're good so far. Something's wrong with it. Did this a while back too. Maybe I should restart it live. Okay.
wants to, if I was better on TikTok, I'd know how to play it and all that. But I have a recording of the original Amber Alert that was issued.
Right.
And it says
Probably
verbatim that they are issuing an Amber Alert for Sebastian Rogers, and announced that it was an abduction in an unknown vehicle.
this, guys, is the PR manager for Seth. Seth, dude, what are you thinking with this guy? He doesn't even know about this. Is totally fake. This guy is supposed to protect what you guys are doing, not believe every scam. He is supposed to filter the bullshit out. That's what he's supposed to do for you, Seth. I don't understand. He's like, this was first put out. What are you talking about? I'm telling you, Carrie. It's like, listen.
Really?
1,000%. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Announced that it was an abduction in an unknown vehicle.
Really?
1,000%. Yeah.
So this is what I don't understand. If this is an unknown abduction in an unknown vehicle, they would have to have had evidence very early on in the investigation that Sebastian was seen in a car. That is not, did not happen at all that we are aware of. You don't remember Chris and Katie and them saying, I don't know why he walked out that door, right? So where does he get this in his mind? Does he not equate what has been happening for the last nearly 3 months? What the hell's wrong with him? It's like, what? I mean, don't you think we would have been mentioning this as creators, as big media? Yeah, you know, he was abducted in a car, an unknown car. Well, we would have been screaming that from the freaking rooftops for the last 90 days if that was the truth. So why would he say that? Is there more than 4 minutes of the NewsNation interview? What happened today? I swear Caleb's dad wanted Tony out. He's probably like, yep, go help with them because I'm done with you, buddy.
I mean, yeah, no, exactly. I'm seeing the comments, and guys, I didn't hear that till this weekend.
Me either.
But it is an actual recording from Deputy Skaggs. I mean, it's got his name on there and everything. So, at some point, that's the Amber Alert that was released to the public. So, that's why I do think that we do have to do our own due diligence. I think that we have to be critical thinkers.
Yes.
And Chase was talking about coming on here, and she's got the ability to be able to play that recording I sent to her. But I mean, there's no debunking it. I mean, it came from one of our team members who's on the Amber Alert staff.
Came from one of our team members who is on the Amber Alert staff. Well, you know what else came from one of your team members? Tony? You know what else came from one of your team members? That came from one of your team members. And you remember what he told you the other day, and you ate it right up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? No debunking it, he said. Either he is just, in my opinion, so incompetent that it is sad, or he is so reckless and careless, in my opinion, or something is up here. And he wants this to drag out as long as possible, in my opinion. We don't have time for that shit. None of it. None of it. We don't have time for people that has been in this case for nearly 3 months to be incompetent. And we need Sebastian found. This does not need to drag out for 3 mother chicken years like Summer Wells' case, and not a day that goes by that I don't think of Summer. Trevor tried to warn Seth about Tony. I think Tony saw Trevor as a threat because, in my opinion, Tony plays games. And I don't think Tony wanted that. We'll get back to that in a second.
Where do we begin? Me being pissed is an understatement right now. It's come to my attention in the past couple of days with things that I've received, heard, gotten, seen with my own eyes, watching many things. I've been bastardized, thrown on the ground. All this shit, man, I can handle myself for something I put myself in. But what I did not put myself in was to be tied to specific people. I don't have a tie to Tony. I'm not Team Tony. I am not Team Seth. I am not Team Chris or Katie. I am Team Sebastian, that alone. And if I have to pray,
oh my God, they were stroking each other's egos the other night when he was putting this out, stroking each other's egos, not emos. Yeah, Stephen down here, he's helping me out. He's working. He's on the team. Yeah, man.
ever go out here and fly drones and do it on my damn own, I'm very much will. If I feel like it's benefiting trying to bring the kid home. See, I've sat here many times, made videos, communicated with you guys, been on lives and part of lives. And what I've learned is I belong here on my live, on my videos. Because apparently, as I moved across, things got very misconstrued. Things would be put in my mouth that shouldn't have been there. And I'm very
like things that was put in your mouth, like that Sebastian called his grandmother the day before he went missing. That shouldn't have been in your mouth. Definitely shouldn't have been in your mouth. And that Sebastian was seen after midnight on the 26th of February, 2024. That shouldn't have been in your mouth either. Something's wrong. I'm Pickle Toes. I don't know. Maybe I should just restart my live, but it's doing it. It didn't send out anything.
very irritated about that. Like one being a fucking text message that had nothing to do with me. And then to hear the shit that's being added on to that. I am not no fall guy. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know if that was the case. I have no idea. But I'm going to tell you right now, I am pissed. Because all I wanted to do was be an asset to bringing him home or helping locate him.
Well, an asset helps. You were, in my opinion, just an ass. Not an asset. Your ass should have stayed. Your asset should have sat on that channel of yours.
That's it. That means flying my drone, supporting other people who are out doing the same thing, whether it be, anybody. It doesn't matter. If you are from my same area and you said, hey, man, I'm going to walk this area. I need your support. As long as I'm not tied up with my actual job, hey, I'm there. That's what I wanted to do. I would make a crucial mistake by, reporting stuff that I had no business doing. I think I'm entitled to my opinions. But like I said, after talking to Tim Bailey, I've learned a valuable lesson. Watch those opinions because they hurt others. But people don't understand.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was he did not give opinions the other day. No. An opinion is right? I think, in my opinion, Sebastian walked out of the house and is somewhere in the woods. You stated that Sebastian was seen on the 26th after midnight. You said Sebastian did talk to his grandmother the day before he went missing. That's not an opinion, sir. Not an opinion.
I'm telling you right now, I am not team anybody except for Sebastian.
Sure did. Sure did. He sure did. So he was a little pissed. And he definitely made it seem like he was
This is Deputy.
talked to the police, and they told him things that nobody else knew. Nobody else knew. Now, remember the very last part of this call, this part right here.
I mean, it came from one of our team members who's on the Amber Alert staff.
One of our teammates that was on the Amber Alert staff. Well, let's see what his teammate, I use that extraordinarily loosely, said. JLR reaches Deputy Skaggs. Deputy Skaggs says, "Great show, JLR. Thanks for your kind words and influx of members. Together we will continue to save lives of abducted kids." He said, "Thank you, sir. You do great work. No disrespect," JLR says, "but are you actually working with Tony Mathis and his whole crew?" You ready for this? "I have never even heard of him until this morning. Never even heard of him till this morning." Sorry, Tony. Sorry, Tony. You got the baloney again, didn't you? Tony got the baloney again. Hot baloney sandwich. Another debunk. Just really effing sad that this continues and continues over and over again. I will open my phone lines if anybody wants to call. I'm going to play something here. Let's see here. You can call in or you can text information in. Muscles and Mascara, thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. You're right, Muscles. Amber Alert staff equals Amber Alert family Mullins type talk. What is it with these meteor managers that are constantly talking about, just complete misinformation around Amber Alerts? I don't know. That's the $1,000,000 question. Seth, you would have thrown anybody to the curve at by this time. Why are you keeping this guy who, in my opinion, who has done more harm than anyone else on your team that is even remotely? I mean, this at this point is insanity.
And we're just not going to partner. We're not going to put up a facade anymore that we're partnering with people that don't seem to give a shit. And we're just we're not going to do it. We're not going to act like it. We're not going to say, hey, while we're on here, we don't want anybody saying anything bad about the Proudfoots. We're not doing any of that. If y'all want to fire away, fire away. We don't give a shit anymore. And Seth, he threatened Seth. He called in and pretended to be some guy, that he wasn't, on a talk show, just cracking jokes and, just acting like a clown. And we've got a laser focused dad that's been looking for his child, and we got a clown over here acting like a clown, being a clown. And we're just not going to partner. We're not going to put up a facade anymore that we're partnering with people that don't seem to give a shit. And we're just we're not going to do it. We're not going to act like it. We're not going to say, hey, while we're on here, we don't want anybody.
865, thank you for calling.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, dear.
Hey, this is Linda Lou.
Yes.
I was just sitting here typing the whole time that they have had the PI, the private investigators, and Seth was working together. There was no confusion and no battles like they're going on. But since Tony's come on, it seems like it's that every day.
Yep.
Something is happening. And I hope he can see and hope he can calm himself down enough to say, hey, maybe I was wrong. Because I feel like this man is going to continue and continue and continue.
This man, in my opinion, is destroying any type of relationship that he could potentially have, that Seth could have with TBI or anything, because he is putting out false information after false information.
Yeah. Because when he first went in to start looking for his kids, he had a whole lot of backing that's behind him. I believe that wasn't Trevor there at the very first, at the very beginning when they was looking for Sebastian.
Trevor was the first one to bring it to YouTube that I'm aware of.
That's what I saw. I thought I saw him in the first video, the first search that they started searching, and him and that guy that he works with at the police safety department. But I just feel like, it seemed like it was working together, and they had the volunteers out there searching and everything, and the PIs and all of them. It seemed like it was a growing a knit, like a big family that's coming together and holding things together. But when Tony come in, and it just seems like it just all fell apart.
Yep.
There's too many. There's a lot of backbiting going on.
There certainly is.
You can't. You feel like he's talking out of one side of his mouth and another side to Seth. And he just better watch. That might be that snake that Seth said he's going to have to cut the head off of. He might be so tore up and heartbroken and devastated about his son and everything, but I feel like deep down in his heart, Lord can really show him exactly who was behind him and who wasn't behind him.
Yeah.
That baby's life is more at stake than that bickering and going on for grown people.
Tony's not doing him any favors right now. He's just not.
No, it's very sad, and I hope everything works out for him. And I appreciate you.
I do too,
Justin.
honey.
I really do, honey. And you have a good night.
You too, sweetheart. Thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you. All right. Very good call. Very good call. Yeah, I mean, I really think that he was very threatened by Trevor, to be honest with you. I think Tony wanted to get rid of anyone around Seth. Oops. Thank you for calling.
Hello there, this is Cassie Roku.
Hey, Cassie. How are you, dear?
Good, have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so when Nina first came out and that interview dropped, okay, Tony wasn't working with Seth then, was he?
No.
Okay, so even though we never heard anything from, Christopher Proudfoot, now,
Excuse me.
don't you think, underline, I just don't really think that Chris is just going to let that just slide right on by. Sorry, but I really think, you know how when you're in abusive, when you're in well, you may not know, but when people are in an abusive relationship or controlling relationship, they try to isolate you.
Yes.
They try to get the family members away. They try to get people that are close to you away.
Yep.
So, it's just too much coincidence to me about the crane operator and the this, the that, and first thing on the first interview, I think it was not first, but with I think Olivia. Chris Prophet kept bringing up the Riley Strider case. He kept bringing that up. Is that his last name? The Riley guy, the missing Riley guy.
Oh yeah, Riley. Yeah. He was in Nashville.
Yes. Okay. So then, but I guess that had dissipated. So I'm sure, Chris I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. Other people have thought the same. I just think that Chris has gotten some kind of deal going on with Tony to isolate, to dismantle all of these people. And it's working. And just like I said, he never said anything about that interview. Chris didn't, but he sure came up on web sleuth and just had an anger. Remember how you kept saying, "Why was he so angry about that? It's already been out. Why is he so angry about calling Heather and saying all that? It's already been out." I think he was angry more about that Nina interview, but he couldn't say anything about it because then he'd get caught on. So anyway, I'm just saying.
Something's funny. I mean, how many people work in the crane business?
Right.
So,
You don't think that he's got a connection? You know how they network and they go on conventions, the this, the that.
Yep.
There's some kind of connection between it, Tony's really not doing that much except running his mouth, getting and it's subtle kind of things just to get everybody to. The more they go after Tony, the more they go after Seth.
Yep.
Exactly. So I'm just saying that, and I've said my piece, but that's when it came out. That's when things started shifting. Was that Nina interview, and after all that, because Seth had a strong team.
He really did. And
Nina's interview made it stronger.
Then Tony blackmails Trevor. Why? Thomas wrote in here.
Because Trevor has the purest heart. Trevor is if they can get rid of the most sincere people first, then they can they can knock away all the people that, has a little bit more of an ego, more of other things going on. And so then I think then they just moved on over to Stephen and got him all involved. And of course they knew he was going to slip up.
Yep. You're right.
So there'll be another Stephen and there'll be another Trevor, but eventually and that's why they're getting all these other people that do have. Because why was it so important staff and not have Chloe vet all these people? Because all these people have a record.
Right.
And so if they can get shadier people in there, they can do shadier things and not be looked at, and also have the shadier people do shadier things. And I'm telling you, if that Nina that's coming here this Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
the searcher, now remember she had one of those certificates out. Not an LLC, but you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Okay. You don't think Tony's gonna get in her ear and find out how she goes about getting that, and what you have to do to get one of those, and all the loopholes you can break through to get it?
Yep.
So that's the reason he wants her there so badly.
Yep.
I don't think there's very much searching going on at all, but see, Nina probably has a lot of inside information. He don't really want to discuss over the phone.
Right.
So he's going to just pull her brain about all the shadiness that he could do and all of that, and then have her help him with some of it.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say.
Thank you, my dear, for calling.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. NewsNation just did an interview, dropped 1 hour ago.
It's been nearly 3 months since the teenager vanished in the middle of the night from the Tennessee home where he was living with his mother and his stepfather. Seth Rogers, the teenager's father, made the call Sunday at a vigil for the boy, asking for the FBI to step in as the lead investigative agency. Sebastian was missing on the morning of February 26, and despite a few hopeful clues that turned out to be false, there have been no signs of the boy anywhere. The Sumner.
A few hopeful clues that turned out to be false. Thank you for saying that, NewsNation, because there is no scent.
Patty Flynn.
865, thank you for calling.
Hey there.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Is this Justin?
You're speaking.
Hey there. I'm calling from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee about the
Nice.
Sebastian case now. I'm watching you on TV.
Thank you. What's up?
So we are all wondering how Tony appeared, and I heard that Pascal referred him. So what on this earth was he thinking when he did that?
I have heard that too. In fact, and again, I don't want to say Pascal did, but if I recall correctly, Pascal talked about meeting Tony from God, I'm so bad right now. I can't think of the missing gentleman in Riley Strain's
Yeah.
case from Texas, but I can't think of where in Texas. Corpus Christi.
Yes. So I Googled him to find out what the felon was.
Caleb Harris.
Was
Sorry,
it
Caleb
something
Harris.
to-
Caleb Harris.
Caleb Harris, yes. So I Googled him because everybody's saying he's a felon. So, of course, I start Googling on the internet, and I find out that there's one thing on there about gambling charges. Is that what he was charged with the felon for?
I heard it was bad checks. I haven't looked at him or anything like that, to be quite honest with you. I haven't dug or anything like that, but I have heard it was allegedly bad checks.
Okay. Another thing. So I was listening to one of the dog people that they had brought in. The lady said that her dog went crazy on the curb where the trash can was.
Huh.
Then they say that the trash can was heavier that day. Why have they not searched the Nashville landfill instead of? I
Mhm.
mean, I get it.
That's telling me.
I know why they did. Yeah,
Sorry, I was talking to someone in chat. Sorry.
that's okay. So why have they searched Nashville or Hendersonville, wherever they take their garbage? I know here in Sevierville, when they take it to our landfill, it goes to an incinerator type thing,
That was
and it.
yeah, that was the fake dog lady about the garbage can.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that was fake.
fake. Yeah.
Then the fake person that's on here now, the alert, the Amber Alert,
Mm-hmm.
Seth, I know really cares a lot about you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to talk to him. This is crazy.
He won't
This is the
listen.
craziest thing I have ever. He likes you.
I
I think
know
he
he
would
likes a
listen.
lot of us, but he's just so hard headed. He won't listen. He won't listen.
Oh, okay. Well, I know this is all about Sebastian. We're praying he's found. I've never watched anything like I've been attached to this case.
I know.
I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, I hate
And
it that Pascal's not talking about it anymore. The case anymore. It just gotten so damn crazy. And
I mean,
I
and for law enforcement not to talk to Seth, or and then for them not to lead the ride yesterday. What's up with that? My husband works here, and he works for the city. Anytime they have a race, a Santa race, anything for a missing child, our county will sponsor them and guide them through that parade.
yeah.
Do they not want? Do they not want to find him? Or are they? I mean, what is the deal? What's the cover up? Who will they talk to? I mean, if they, I don't know. And the Stephen Crabtree, where did he find him? Oh,
He's a local. Oh God. I don't know. It's like
oh my God.
so many people have tiptoed their way in, weaseled their way in about this whether it's fake dog people or people lying about talking to police, saying things, or this PR guy. It's just insanity at this point. It's like all of these, if they, Seth is enough, right? That's what I keep
Yes.
saying. Seth, you are enough. You don't
Yes.
need, in my opinion, a PR manager. The best thing you can do is just use your voice. Use your voice.
Absolutely.
There's, nobody can advocate for your
Seth.
child like you can. Nobody.
No, nobody. I had my reservations with Tony and kind of was defending him at the beginning.
Yeah,
now
so was
I'm
I.
thinking,
So was I. I thought he's,
what was I thinking? I thought he had his best interest at heart.
Yeah.
I thought he was there for the right reason.
Well, he when he said we're going to cut out all this bullshit and everything like that, I thought, oh, this guy, he's a good country guy from Oklahoma, works on the oil, just salt of the earth guy, no nonsense, no bullshit. Boy, he's take the bait more than anybody.
Yeah, and then the Chloe thing, I do feel like now she was in it for Seth's best interest.
Yeah.
To not be doing things he wanted her to do. Because if he's wanting Tony to do these things that he's doing on TV, he can do whatever. Seth is him. He's his own person.
Yeah.
But he needs to wake up. We all, I'm sure, are thinking that. But someone needs to get to him. And I know you said nobody can. He's all in it right now with Tony, and anyway,
I think Tony tells him yes for everything, and Seth likes that, in my opinion. So
if Seth was I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk
no,
over
you're good. Go ahead.
So if Seth is watching right now,
Mhm.
and you even went to the site where the fake Amber Alert person is,
Mm-hmm.
what will he say to Tony?
What will he what?
What would he say to Tony after he sees that?
Well, he's got
I mean, it's fake.
he's got to know at this point.
Yes. And I am on Seth's side. I truly believe he is there for Sebastian.
I do too.
I just think he needs to, I don't know if he's just, as everybody says, vulnerable, but when your kid is out there and this person has misled him so much, he needs to refocus. He needs to take a breath. He needs to sleep a little bit and maybe get back. I don't think Chloe would ever come back, but I don't know. I think he's good for himself. Like you said, he was doing fine.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That's all he needs is himself, and you don't have to. Seth doesn't have to go on all of our channels. He doesn't have to say yes to everyone, right? I just hope that he knows that he's enough. We're keeping Sebastian's name out here, and it's just up to him to try to bite that misinformation that he sees, nip that. So
I'm like you. I really thought Tony was going to come in and do it and get rid of all the bullshit, the drama, and nothing basically has been about Sebastian. It's been about hearsay, rumors, misleading information. Now there's some type of bag that Seth has in his vehicle that's got Sebastian's pants in it, or they think they're Sebastian's, and law enforcement, he called them, or TBI, to come and get them or whatever. They never had. Call them back and have them to come pick them up, or is that a lie too?
I don't think they have Sebastian's pants. No.
No, and Tony said he's been riding around with them in his truck for a month. 1 month. I don't believe that for 1 minute.
I don't believe it for 1 second.
So, anyway, it was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you, dear.
And I just hope, Seth Rogers, if you're listening to this, buddy, I believe in you. You can do this on your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm honestly hoping Sebastian is found soon. So
I do too. This needs to be over
halt.
with. Yeah.
Well, okay. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for calling, dear. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Very, very good call there. Thank you for calling, caller. All right, here we go. I'm not taking any calls at the moment.
From the Tennessee home where he was living with his mother and his stepfather. Seth Rogers, the teenager's father, made the call Sunday at a vigil for the boy, asking for the FBI to step in as the lead investigative agency. Sebastian was missing on the morning of February 26th, and despite a few hopeful clues that turned out to be false, there have been no signs of the boy anywhere. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office is heading up the search, but Seth says the department has shown no sense of urgency in trying to find his son. He says people have told him they reported evidence to the department, but then got no response back. The sheriff's office says it's been working diligently on the case and that the FBI is already helping along with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. In fact, the TBI issued this Amber Alert on Sebastian the day after he disappeared. But Rogers says a fresh set of eyes is needed and that it's time for the department to hand over the reins completely to the FBI. For more now, we're joined by Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, and Tony Mathis, a spokesman for Seth and also a family friend. Thanks so much for joining us. Seth, this is not the first time you've called for the FBI to step in and take over. Why do you think it's so important?
I don't want my son to become a cold case. And the way that I'm seeing things now, it'll be a cold case.
You mentioned that people are calling.
Does he look like he's lost weight to you? They both look exhausted, to be honest with you. I'm muted? I'm not muted. No, I'm not. Family friend.
In with information, they're not getting calls back?
Well, they're not going to call back and let them know that they checked the information. What it is I've got people that have contacted me and been like, we found stuff. And we've contacted Sumner County to come pick it up to see if it has any relevance to my son being missing. And they just don't show up.
Tony, what do you think the chances are the FBI will in fact step in? They can't do that unless local officials there ask them to.
I think it's going to take great outlets.
Sorry, both of you can answer, but
Yeah.
Tony, you first, then Seth.
I mean, I think what it's going to take is it's going to take networks such as yours to put a little pressure on them to let them know that either one, we want some confidence that they're getting somewhere in the case, which means a little communication with Seth, which we're not getting, or, we want them to elevate the case.
What do you mean, Seth? You're not communicating with police?
Sumner County, I don't believe that text messages are a valid form of communication. I can't tell anything.
Cher, thank you so much for gifting a membership, my dear. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you received that membership, please thank our dear chef. Cher. I cannot speak today. Thank you so much, my love.
From your tone or how you're speaking to me, it's just like sending somebody an email in response to their questions, but it actually has more to do with how you respond than what you responded with.
Seth, you have a theory about what may have happened to your son. We should say your son Sebastian has autism, so he might have. Would he have difficulty being out and about on his own?
I believe he would.
Okay, so what's your theory about what happened to him?
Well, my theory is not new. It's just the last thing that I've been informed of is Sumner County has.
So on the other day, on Duty Ron's, Dave Rader said that he did not believe, in his professional opinion, that that Sebastian could walk through the woods as much as thick and vegetated that it is now. It was February as well, but it would still be, there might not be leaves, but there's brush and stuff everywhere, right? And he knows his stuff, yes. And could you imagine a barefooted child doing that? Come on, guys.
No evidence that he ever left the house.
What does that tell you?
My son is invisible inside of a house. that nobody's in.
Well, you know that's not true. So what, I mean, seriously, what do you think? I mean, do you think he's suffered some sort of foul play?
I don't know if there's foul play or not. I'm just stating that that's what they've told me. Well, if that's what you've told me in 3 months, you know.
Seth, you also said that you got copies of some reports from Child Protective Services about how Sebastian was treated by your ex-wife. Is there anything you can tell us about what was in those reports?
No, ma'am. That is all confidential between me, DCS, and my attorney.
But you don't, and nobody thinks that anything in there might be relevant to what might have happened to him.
Right, Spiritual?
Sumner County has had these records since probably day 1, maybe day 2. I had to jump through hoops in order to receive them, or I was told I could go to Sumner County to receive a copy of them.
You know, when we last had you on, we were hopeful that there was a picture that had been found from North Carolina of a boy who looked like your son. There's the picture. We're showing it right now. Whatever turned out with the picture, was this another false lead?
It took took them 8 or 9 days to track down the mom of the child.
So
now that is weird. I gotta give Seth that right there. It took him like 9 days to track down this person. Don't you think that's a long time? Isn't that kind of like a long time? There had to be a, I mean, I was there. I went there. Right? That's kind of a long time. You think they would have just got the license plate and been like, went to their house, knocked on the door, and find, you know, they need to stop using that child's picture. They asked them.
So it was just another boy who looked like Sebastian?
Really? I mean,
Tracy, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you, dear. I'm starting to feel like Seth goes nowhere without Tony. Seth seems way more irritable. Wonder if Tony hypes him up. I think that Tony is a yes man with everything. And I think, in my opinion, Tony is giving him false things to make him maybe feel better or make him feel like he's actually doing some work. And that's just the way I feel. I feel like he's just a yes man. And oh yeah, Seth. Yes, Seth. We're getting places. It's not right. It's not right. Hey Ryan, unless they have others better leads they are working on at the time of the public doesn't know about. Absolutely. And I hope they have something. Look at the stubble.
Yeah. I've seen pictures of the gentleman next to his mom in front of a Christmas tree, and it's just like, man, I mean, it was hope.
Tony, thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider.
So,
and don't forget to click the red subscribe.
Did that just end out of nowhere?
The gentleman next to his mom was hope.
Tony, thanks so much for watching.
It just ended. Like, very abruptly. Hold on. That's weird. Where's the other part of the interview? Maybe they're going to upload it. Let's see if it's on NewsNation. Let's check Sebastian's Rogers. See if it's the interviews on there or not. All right. Let me see how long the other one was. Oh, here we go. Oh, hold on.
Response to their questions, but it actually has more to do with how you respond than what you responded with.
Seth, you have a theory about what may have happened to your son. We should say your son Sebastian has autism, so he might have. Would he have difficulty being out and about on his own?
I believe he would.
Okay, so what's your theory about what happened to him?
Well, my theory is not new. It's just the last thing that I've been informed of is Sumner County has, as they said, no evidence that he ever left the house.
What does that tell you?
My son is invisible inside of a house that no.
Sorry, guys. 1 second. I thought I was in a different window.
Mild acne and occasional breakouts.
Give me 1 second, because I want to show y'all something that's very interesting.
Feels calm. I have a lot more confidence.
I've had so many problems with my skin.
1 second.
Cleared my acne and is gentle enough for my sensitive skin.
Proactively formulated without parabens, phthalates, sulfates, cyclic silicones, and 100 plus no ingredients. New Proactive Clean. Start your journey at proactive.com and get a free pore cleansing brush with your routine.
It's been nearly 3 months since the teenage.
All right.
It has more to do with how you respond than what you responded with.
Seth, you have a theory about what may have happened to your son. We should say your son Sebastian has autism, so he might have. Would he have difficulty being out and about on his own?
I believe he would.
Okay, so what's your theory about what happened to him?
Well, my theory is not new. It's just the last thing that I've been informed of is Sumner County has, as they said, no evidence that he ever left the house.
What does that tell you?
My son is invisible inside of a house.
No evidence that he ever left the house. And there is no evidence that he left the house, other than him not being in the house. But there's no evidence that he left the house on his own will. That says a lot, in my opinion.
That nobody's in.
Katie.
Well, you know that's not true. So what? I mean, seriously, what do you think? I mean, is that? Do you think he's suffered some sort of foul play?
I don't know if there's foul play or not. I'm just stating that that's what they've told me. Well, if that's what you've told me in 3 months, let's have some common sense, you know?
Seth, you also said that you got copies of some reports from Child Protective Services about how Sebastian was treated by your ex-wife. Is there anything you can tell us about what was in those reports?
No, ma'am. That is all confidential between me, DCS, and my attorney.
But you don't, and nobody thinks that anything in there might be relevant to what might have happened to him.
Sumner County has had these records since probably day one, maybe day two. I had to jump through hoops in order to receive them, or I was told I could go to Sumner County to receive a copy of them.
You know, when we last had you on, we were hopeful that there was a picture that had been found from North Carolina of a boy who looked like your son. There's the picture. We're showing it right now. Whatever turned out with the picture? Was this another false lead?
It took took them 8 or 9 days to track down the mom of the child.
So it was just another boy who looked like Sebastian?
Really, I mean, yeah. I've seen pictures of the gentleman next to his mom in front of a Christmas tree, and it's just like, man, I mean, it was hope.
Tony, this is...
My mom signed up for AARP, but I didn't think I was ready.
Why do they cut this interview off? Where's the other damn interview? It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't understand. Why can't you come together with the father of your missing child, Katie? Yes, Katie. Why can't you talk to Seth? Why can't you talk to Seth? I can tell all y'all what DF a mama will do to find their missing child. Katie, WTF are you doing sitting on your ratchet of yours, not doing anything to find your child? I agree. So if he was taken out in the garage in a vehicle, scent dogs or search dogs would have found that evidence. No? So whose car wasn't checked? The thing is, like, it depends. It depends. I mean, his scent is going to be in any of the cars, right? And it wouldn't be long enough for a cadaver dog to hit. Wouldn't be long enough. So, and also if you put him in like a sea bag, not going to get a scent either. You see, Katie won't talk to Seth, in my opinion, because you can't bullshit someone who you've lived with, that you know, that you have a child with. You can't bullshit someone like that. That's why Katie won't look at him, won't look at Seth, won't talk to Seth. Why is that? Why is that? That's the question. And this is very frustrating. We are almost at 90 days, 3 months. She won't even speak to him. How do you not speak to the father of your child when your child is missing? That is correct. That is correct. NewsNation, other outlets sometimes clip other parts of the interview, then display it the next day. I know, that's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Thank you, Daisy Love. Tony, come on board, supposedly to stop drama and get back to Sebastian. Seems like he came with a shitload of drama. He said he was going to cut all of the stuff out. You don't think Chris will let her? Maybe. Maybe. But Katie is the last one that saw Sebastian. Right? So I think we need to start adding a little pressure to Katie. You know, Chris has got the most of the brunt of it, to be fair, and that's because of the things he has said, the things that he has said that he has done. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Scent dogs do no good because he lived there. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, a scent dog, you're going to be he lived in the house, right? He was in the car, right? He was in any vehicle that they had. Thank you so much, September Rain. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you, my love. Appreciate you so much. Let's see here. Trying to find something. Yeah, there is no information that Sebastian walked out of the house other than him being gone. He either walked out or he was taken out. And I don't believe he was taken out. I don't believe he walked out barefooted. I believe he was taken out barefooted. That is my opinion. Yeah, it's frustrating. Think she handed him off to someone? How about how Tony said Seth had evidence in his truck? He said that he had a pair of clothing and it's bagged and tagged. If that was true, why and how would... Well, how would he know? I sound muffled? I don't know. Why and how would he know it was Sebastian's? He wouldn't know it's Sebastian's. And I don't believe for a second that they have any evidence. They might have pants in the truck, but I don't believe it's Sebastian's at all. Yeah, exactly. Okay, if anybody wants to call in, I'll put the number back up. I can find it. Let's see what else we got here. Just crazy. This guy, which I don't know anything about this website, but this was just sent to me. Let me take this down for 1 second. All right. Look at this. This is MSHP Trooper named Child Advocate of the Year, December 4th, 2023. Local news. A national coalition of community watch leaders has named Missouri Amber Alert coordinator Jason Kreitz as Child Advocate of the Year. Jason began his tenure as Missouri Amber Alert coordinator in September 2022. Oops, 1 second. During his first week in the role, he began working with advocates to pioneer US Watch, a based web platform developed for law enforcement by law enforcement to coordinate the public search for abducted child Amber Alerts. Since that time, the search and rescue platform has utilized across the United States, empowering vigilant citizens to find abducted kids in a safe and effective manner. members of the U.S. Watch received enhanced local Amber alerts that include a video brief and individually assigned watch zones and a link to join on us.watch platform. I don't trust it, in my opinion. I just don't trust it. I don't trust it. Sorry. From there, that I don't trust, in my opinion. From there, users can navigate to their designated areas, connect with law enforcement, collaborate with citizens, searchers. I mean, I don't trust it when it's got like a chat below it where you enter your phone number and there's a chat below it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Where they broadcast to stay up to date with the latest alert information, including search instructions, the current top searchers, and most interesting user messages from the group chat. Other finalists for Child Advocate of the Year included former FBI agent Jennifer Coffendorfer, National Amber Alert Coordinator Amy Solomon, and Greene County, Missouri Sheriff Jim Arnett. I wonder if Jennifer knows anything about this. The only thing that makes sense, in my opinion, I don't think he ever made it back to the house. See, I think he did make it back to the house, but I think something happened right before bed. Right? Winner, you get a gift card. Or he wasn't going to sleep and something popped off and something happened, and that's the reason he didn't have shoes on. That's the reason they forgot his shoes. See, I think if he wouldn't have went back to the house, he wouldn't be missing shoes. Thank you, Frankie. All right, we got a caller. Thank you for calling.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
What's up?
Sorry, this is a little awkward, so.
Oh, you're a little muffled or something.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yep, better.
Okay. I have headphones on, so that's probably it. I was calling because, of course, I've been keeping tabs on the whole thing.
Oh, you sound like you're in a drum.
Okay, let me fix that.
It's coral, the color, guys. It's one of my favorite colors.
How's that?
That's perfect.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had headphones on. I had to take them off. I guess we're all in the same boat. We're worried for Sebastian and worried about Seth. Obviously, things haven't been going well since Tony has stepped on board. And I haven't lost a child, but when I was pregnant with my first child, my brother-in-law, who was 9 at the time, he was a lot younger than my husband, went missing. And he was actually just before the big missing children in Atlanta, which Wayne Williams was accused of, but only convicted of one person who wasn't underage. My brother-in-law was found deceased. And so I know what it's like for a family to go through that type of trauma. And it's not easy for anyone. Something that stays with you forever.
Right.
And so I know this is a very difficult time for Seth, and I'm sure it's terrible, and him trying to hold it together, thinking that this person coming on board who had worked on the other case could possibly give him some relief. But as everyone else has said, Seth did better on his own.
Mm.
Even if he blurted out things that maybe some people thought shouldn't be said, you know.
Sure.
That was him, though. That was
Right.
him expressing his own feelings, and not being controlled by anyone else. So I feel the same way. As Seth is listening, Seth, please rethink everything that's been done. You know, and I know it's difficult because your mind probably right now is so cloudy. Not much sleep, being overly stressed, your body's going through all kinds of different changes. You know, your health doesn't do well when you're under that kind of stress. And, you know, but trying to be careful about who you let in is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can do, as everyone has said, more damage than good. And they can kind of twist the whole situation around. And in the end, what is most important is finding Sebastian and knowing what's going on with him. And no matter what happens, being able to bring your child back home.
Yeah. You know, it's, I mean, it's just, I feel like Seth is just going to continually be frustrated. And actually, I think going back to work actually may help him.
It could. And I thought of something that maybe, I don't know what anyone else thought, but my first thought was, you know, in his position where he works, he has an opportunity to speak with people who actually could give him more help than Tony or anyone else. Because I don't know, you know, I'm sure they do have people in there who have committed, you know, more horrendous crimes than just stealing or whatever.
Right.
But, you know, talking with them might even give him some ideas, you know, and that could probably be more help than what this Tony person is giving. And I don't know this Tony from, you know, whoever. And don't know anything about him, haven't tried to research him, you know, but I've just watched everything that's been going on. And I've seen how it's just kind of sliding downhill for Seth's team. And, you know, I know he said some things even about, I don't like to say other people's names on your channel, but Trevor, you know.
Yeah, you can say Trevor, Josh, or
okay,
something like that,
I'm
of
sorry.
course. They're my buddies.
But he seems to be such a sweetheart and so tender-hearted, and you know, it not a lot of people have that. And two, you know, he's young, and I can tell you, I'm 64 now, so I can tell you from life experience that sometimes life hardens you, and you've been through a lot of. And when I lost my husband, my children's father, he was only 27.
Oh, wow.
And died of sudden cardiac arrest. Yeah, and I was left with my two small children, you know, alone. And the first incident that happened when my son fell off the bed and blacked his eye, I went hysterical.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to go through life, you know, all alone with no one to help me, you know. When I don't know why I thought that, because I always did everything myself anyway and worked full time. But, you know, you just think those things. But until the day my husband died, you know, he never could come to terms with his little brother and what happened to him. And I can't say the things on your channel, So you
Right.
can kind of go there and think of the most horrific things a person could do to a 9-year-old boy. And he was given the death penalty, but then they reneged it later on. He was able to get out of it. And I don't have a thought here. You know, I have been back and forth on what I think about death penalty cases. You know, sometimes maybe that's the only thing you can do to stop a person, you know, but he was not, as far as I know, you know, he was not a person who had committed multiple. I mean, he could have and not been known.
Right.
But because he had, they found later, they said that he had some mental issues. Well, you know, obviously, you know, he had some. So he, you know, it was changed to life imprisonment. But you know, it was like, you know, one day I'm standing there and I just found out I was pregnant with my first child. And about 20 minutes later, you know, the detectives show up and tell us they can't find Dewey, and that was his name. And so, you know, you're kind of like, you're happy one minute, and the next minute you're in all this trauma, you know. Yeah, but it didn't take them that long, you know, to, you know, find him. And that was years ago. You know, you had to go by word of mouth and witness, and, you know, it wasn't like you could get on a phone, you know, and run the GPS and all that in 79. So,
Exactly.
Yeah, and so, you know, I don't know. Like you said, I'm sure they're doing things behind the scenes.
Sure.
I hope so.
Yes.
Because Tennessee really does have a good track record.
He does. Hey, dear, I'm getting a call. I'm going to have to let you go. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Oops, I lost it there. Okay, hold on a second. I want to read this. Don't call in for a second, y'all. Someone just sent this to me. This is by Tony Mathis. May 3rd, 2021. I wanted my Caleb Harris family in this group to hear this first. I received a phone call from Pascal weeks ago asking me if I would help someone in dire need. He asked me to help Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, with media and guidance. I helped him behind the scenes for a while, but he continued to plead with me to help him in the way I've helped the Harris family. After connecting him and Randy, it was made clear that Randy and his family felt for him and wanted me to help him. Let me be very clear. Caleb's case and my position with the family are my priority, number one priority. Until things start to heat up a bit, I have some time to help another father. There is also a chance that Nina Glass and her team may end up helping, as well as Nicole Owens. Oh, God. Well, there's that. Nina Glass. Nina Glass. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I wanted to thank you, September, and thank you, Serenity. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my dear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Appreciate you. Everyone's saying that is your call. I'm gonna wear coral every day. I have so many I wear it in the freaking winter. I wear coral even in the winter. I don't care. I like wearing coral. Or salmon, as Josh would say, but I'm not in no fishies. Is it me or does all this craziness seem so weird? Weird on all levels. It's extremely weird. And it's feeling creepy weird at this point. To me, it was. Oh, thank you, Shani. To me, it was weird, but now it's getting creepy weird. What did Josh say? Don might steal your unders wearing that collar. Let me look out my window to make sure he's not out there. No, he's not. Thank God. All right. Well, that's all I got for you guys this evening. I'm sorry that it kept throwing some of you out. I don't know what it was. Don't really know. Josh is a mess. But Josh and Trevor, I'm always going to take up for. Always. They're like family to me. Josh is going live after dark in 3 hours. Could be the storms. Maybe. I don't know. There's so much stuff going on in the world now. It's crazy. You never know. Is Nina his priority? It seems like he wants Nina. He's all about Nina. Is she really coming? Is she really is she coming to help? And are they why she's on probation? I mean, with 4 back surgeries, 2 knee replacements. Wait. What am I waiting for? Marlena. Silly. Someone should call the judge. Yeah, she's. And a broke down truck. I said the other day, I was like, her frame is bent. Her muffler went. Her radio, it's okay. She lights a match to see the dash, and then she starts to pray. Hey, my first car was like that. I'm not even joking. My first car was really sad. It was so sad, my first car. Looked like a clown car. Clown car. And then we got the carnival. What am I waiting for, Marlena? I'm going to go live probably on my second channel. Well, where does she keep her dogs at if she has an apartment? I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. Not to mention she's on disability and collecting money on top of that. So it's called Hey Sweetie. Mods can drop the link. They don't mind. What have you missed? Short version is everything's crazy. Highly recommended by Tony. I don't know. It just feels a little weird. Thank you, Jackie. I use Dermablend. Yes. Hey, sweet tea. Like, you know how in the South we say, hey, sweetie. But sweet tea. It's feeling like that. Highlighters popping too, unless I'm hot. It's highlighting. It's doing what it's there to do. Love you too, Miranda. Yes, please subscribe if you haven't already. Been listening and I hope you had safe drive, Drew. Seth had said someone gave her $1,500 to fix her car. Fish lips. Hello.
Hey, is this Justin?
You're speaking to him.
So I've kind of pulled away from. I watched the vigil recently, and I pulled away like literally a day, and then caught JLR's his video today about Tony. And I'm not really on TikTok that much, so which is probably a good thing. But
yeah, I'm not.
It infuriated me because I'm like, not only that, but this is a man who's also supposedly helping with another case. So, like, what do those parents think? What does Caleb's parents think seeing this? Because I don't know if they had this kind of issue before. Obviously not, but
I think they were probably happy that they got him away from him. You know what I mean? Oh, you need to go somewhere? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And that would be a good out. Yeah, I see that. And I think that Seth is so desperate to cling on to anything that he's just going to listen to whatever at this point, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean,
it is so infuriating.
Yeah, you just want, you can't imagine, not knowing where your kid is for a moment, let alone the last 3 months.
Well, exactly. And then you have this guy that comes in, that acts like he's done this before, he knows this, and everybody was skeptical. But I mean, just like you said in some previous callers, like I kind of, was gonna see how he worked out. I mean, I was being positive about it.
Yeah.
Like, let's just see before you start judging him,
right.
And
Exactly.
And then you put things out like that, and you could even hear him in the video when that Amber Alert was playing, and it started to get like towards the end where it started to sound kind of like, is this really? And you could hear him say, "Okay, you can go ahead and stop it." He knew to me at that point, like where he needed to cut that off from playing because it was gonna start to seem a little suspicious, which it already did. But to me, that said a lot right there.
Yes, I agree. It's not very often I'm speechless, but I don't see how anybody in the world thinks that this could work, that like this is working out good for Seth. You know,
No, not at
I just
all.
can't imagine.
Well, I love watching you. I love the fact that you stay out of all the drama. I've never seen so much chaos in my life. I keep telling my husband they're going to make a documentary on Netflix just based on this case, and not even about Sebastian. Sebastian will get lost in this. What is going to take over is going to be the media, YouTube drama frenzy. And that is sad at the end of the day. That is so sad.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
It is.
You know,
It's just,
I don't understand
I
why
don't know,
people
but
can't let other people have opinions. And you know, it, like I say, it doesn't change what has already happened to Sebastian on February 25th, 2024. None
that's
of us
right.
know. It's just,
Mm-mm.
you know, a theory. It's just an opinion. As long as people knows it's your opinion or your theory or
That's right.
whatever, just chill out. What has happened to him has already happened. We don't know what that is, but our opinion isn't going to change it.
But to have somebody come in and create more drama and
Oh,
chaos on something already as chaotic as we thought it could get.
mm-hmm.
I mean, this is an everyday thing. Every day it's something different. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
and Sebastian gets further and further lost in it.
uh-huh. And but you know what? The interesting things, it's coming from TikTok. It's coming.
Yeah.
There's a lot coming from TikTok in the past week or two. A lot.
And who brought that in? You know,
Tony, in my opinion.
who brought that whole other, you know, media frenzy in?
Yep,
I mean, it just makes it. It's just complete chaos.
I agree. I agree.
But anyways, I love what you do. I am always a supporter.
Thank you, my dear.
I think your coverage is amazing,
I
and
appreciate
keep
it.
doing what you're doing.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
You too, my love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good call. Good call. It's coming from late night TikTok. Yes. It's usually not coming. I mean, TikTok is like the true crime genre. You know, I mean, there's some excellent creators on there in true crime, but there's also, you know, like you have to, I guess, research on, you know, as a creator on TikTok. But TikTok, it's, you know, mostly very short clips. And you just say something and it's like 90 seconds and you're less and you flip. I mean, there are lives that you do, but yes. Yeah. In the past, I said put suspects or persons of interest in a box. I did not mean a TikTok. Like tic-tac-toe. Clutch your pearls. Oh, hold on one second, babe. Talk again. Oh, we got a bad line again. Can you call me back? No, it's very, very low. It does it. It's my phone. Sometimes it just, a line doesn't, like, it just doesn't work. I don't know. Try it again. Call me back, babe. Bye-bye. Sorry about that. Thank you, just a girl. I try to be real as can be, and I try not to get into all that mess. You think something about me? Good. Think it. Go for it. People's like, I've got to reply to everything. No, you don't. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. We got a good line. Thank you for calling.
Okay, it's Cassie again.
Hello,
Okay,
Cassandra. How are you?
Remember, good. Remember, Katie, that only interview she did by herself?
Yes.
Okay, that's a kind of a weird. I thought that was kind of a weird place she did it at. And wasn't that name Watch Something? Something Watch.
What was that network or show that she did? The only interview alone. Does anyone remember? Congress is removing TikTok by 2025. By 2025. Thank you, dear. If they don't sell out, which they're not going to sell out.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it just hit me. I just wonder if that Amber thing, I mean, not Amber Alert, but that alert thing that Tony was playing has any connection
On
with
Patrol
whatever
Live. On Patrol Live. Reels.
One Patrol Live.
Reels.
Real. Wonder if they have any connection with that thing that Tony just played.
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
No, don't think so.
Okay, because, it took Tony 2 weeks to find out who Nina was. So how all of a sudden he gets all this information? You know what I mean? It's just
Who got information?
It's weird.
I don't understand what you mean. Excuse me.
It took Tony 2 weeks to even find out who Nina was, the ex-wife of Chris. It took him 2 weeks to find out about that. So, he obviously hasn't been brushing up on the case. You know what I mean?
Well,
I don't know how
I honestly, does he know, like, does he do research? Does he have someone to help him do research? I wonder.
No. He doesn't care. If you were, Justin, if you were on the case, just getting off, you'd be researching everything. You'd be going over all these YouTube videos to find out what's what and what's. Every one of us would.
Mm-hmm.
Tony skates by whatever he can skate by, and he for him not to hit, and he didn't even know on that TikTok that he did that when that Amber Alert was placed, when Sebastian's real Amber Alert was placed. He didn't know the date.
No, he didn't know the dates. He didn't even know exactly what the Amber Alerts do. He wasn't even brushed up on the Amber Alerts. What all the criteria?
He doesn't care.
I don't know. It's beyond anything I've seen at this point.
For somebody to not know all, to not do any type of homework at all, and just go to the chat and get the answers. He looks at the chat for the answers. He doesn't even. He spends most of his time on TikTok and just snoozing. He doesn't care enough to look. Is what I'm trying to say.
Spirit Seeker just said it. Justin, Tony is a salesman, like a used car lemon salesman.
Yes. So that's all I had to say. I just wanted to make sure that Katie's video thing wasn't connected to that company that did the thing Tony put out last night.
All right, my dear. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
Love.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. But he's like, he sells cranes.
All you ever did was
Sorry. All right. There you go, there you go. We see you, phony Tony Baloney. Hold on. There's another one. Let me see her. He needs some milk. Wrecking bald. Wrecking bald. Wrecking bald. You get it? Wrecking ball, and he's bald. I said Tony. Well, I didn't say Tony specifically. I said a bald man because he had a long sleeve shirt on. I said a bald man with a long sleeve shirt on looks like a broken condom. Chris is so awful. I thought I had another one. Y'all keep calling up. I'm trying to get. Shirley, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Justin. You know what?
Tell me, girl.
I don't think Seth realized that he is putting his job in jeopardy. I have family that are COs.
Yes.
They are not to associate with felons, ex-felons, parolees, none of that when they are off that clock.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be around the felons.
And he is, and this Tony with this state, whatever you want to call it, because it sure wasn't the Amber Alert I got up here in Colorado on Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
He's sabotaging this case for a reason. Either he's working for Chris or he's working for the Bower Sox. Because this has turned into the worst circus ever. And I pray they find Sebastian, but I pray they don't give him back to any of them people until they all get some kind of treatment. And I'm sorry to say that, being a mother, I'm like, this is one of the worst cases I've ever seen. And I thought
Summers
Gannon
was bad.
Stout was bad.
Yeah. Gannon's, yeah.
And we wouldn't have searching for that. And I sit there and I guarantee you, when Seth hears that recording, that video from TikTok, Tony's going to say, that wasn't me. I didn't do that. I've been with you all day.
It wasn't
out
me.
here on the field searching like he did on Smiley.
It wasn't me. Yep. Yeah. You're right.
You know, this is getting crazy. That baby needs to be found. He needs to be safe. And I don't trust Tony no further than I can throw him. And I don't want to bring up his name, but if it's okay with you, Pascal walked away today. He don't want nothing else to do with this show. He's done with it.
Yeah, he walked away
earlier.
He walked away from the case.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah.
A lot of the good people away. And if Seth was smart, he would have used Trevor Lee, because I guarantee you, a 15-year-old boy is going to be closer and warm up to that 22-year-old guy than he is to a 40-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just my opinion, but I'm just saying, you know, you can tell with Trevor Lee's, the way he speaks and stuff, that he's been around kids, so he would know how to talk to them.
Right.
Some of these people that I've seen stuff out there searching, I wouldn't let them search for my dead dog.
I know, right?
But I won't keep you, hon. I just wanted to let you know Seth needs to wake up because his job's going to be on the line. He keeps messing with these felons.
I hope not.
I hope not either, but he needs to get it done. He needs to back up off of Tony. Seth was his best PR. Seth was the PR. He spoke.
Yep. That's right.
And that's who needs this swoop. This Tony, baloney guy needs to go.
I
He
agree.
needs to go.
I agree.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry, Justice.
You're good.
But it just aggravates me. It's been almost 90 days now.
Yep.
No sign of this child. And for you to say that there was a car sitting on a hill and you don't have a tag number for an Amber Alert, come on now. We wasn't born yesterday.
He was born at night, but not last night. Right? Born at night, but not last night, girl. Come on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just BS what he's doing.
That's right.
And he's pissing Seth off to where Seth is taking it out on the wrong people.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
After that little incident on Smiley, and I hope Smiley is okay because I was over here crying. I hurt. You can see the hurt in her face.
What's
in the
when was Smiley live?
That night that Seth come on and
Oh,
did that to Trevor.
honey, we were floored. We were floored.
You can see it in her face. She was like, what just happened? What is going on? I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, Seth has really lost his mind.
Yeah, he had a breakdown. I really believe it.
This clown wanted to bring in 2 other clowns in his ear, and they did nothing for him.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing, because chaos.
You're right.
But I'm not going to keep you. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you,
I
my
love
dear.
that color you got on. I might have to go buy me a shirt like that.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
And you have a good evening.
You too, my love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. We've got... I was willing to give Tony a chance, but he is just making things worse. And I believe that is why some YouTubers are stepping back a little. I think we should always be open to giving everyone a chance, right? And I don't think we should be like extraordinarily critical, like overcritical to someone who has a really hard job. But I also believe the last thing that the spokesperson should do is put out misinformation. Right? They shouldn't be doing that. Guys, it's been a great show. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. I really do appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the mods in particular and members. Appreciate you. Thank you for making it possible for me to be here. And those who supported. Thank you all, every single one of you in chat, for taking out the time of your day. You have a lot of options here on YouTube, and you chose to be here. And I never take that for granted, truly. I'm very humbled every single time I go live and you guys enter in here. It means a lot, truly. Appreciate you all, really. Justice for Sebastian Rogers. Let's hope this gets better. Let's hope it does. Let's pray that it does. We'll see. Time will tell. Time always does the talking. Love you too, Val. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'll be on Hey Sweet Tea here in just a little bit. Can it get any worse? Well, that's what I said about Summer's case. And look where we're at. So, yes, it can. It really can. Thank you, T. Appreciate you. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Try to be calm. And, you know, when I was before I was a creator, I hated creators screaming. I would be embarrassed to sit and scream at people. And I'll tell you what the second thing is. We'll talk about it on my other show. But when they're here going, rah, 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 show your face. Show your face. If you're going to scream, show your face. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. All right, guys. Love you all. See you guys later. God bless. Good night.